If you've ever been remotely interested in competitive Rocket League, then you know who this guy is. For years on end, SquishyMuffinz has been one of the most popular pro players out there and will go down in history as one of the greatest players to ever touch this game. He's been a pioneer of this game since the beginning, he's dominated the pro scene, and he's even accomplished the ultimate goal, winning a world championship.
Dethrones the kings of Rocket League! The title comes back to North America carpet. What a series!
And then you have me. Now don't get me wrong, I'm pretty dang good at Rocket League. I've grinded this game for thousands of hours, learned a lot, and hit some really high ranks myself. But even after 21,000 matches, holy shit, 21,000? This is just on my PC account. What the fuck am I doing with my life? Even with this ridiculous playtime, I can't hold a candle to this guy's skill. So why on earth am I on his Twitch stream, and what could I possibly have to teach him? Well, to tell you that story, let me tell you what you need to know about Rocket League mechanics. Rocket League has hit the gold standard of video games for being easy to learn but difficult to master. From a very basic standpoint, there's only 4 things you can do: drive, boost, jump, and flip. With only these tools at your disposal, you would think that the game would be quite simple, but that could not be further from the truth. One of the best examples is that the first thing everyone learns is that you can boost into the air to fly. But as you probably guessed, I didn't need to teach Squishy how to aerial. No, instead this story goes down a path of discovering new mechanics, ways to use those 4 tools to manipulate the game and get the upper edge on your opponents. So without further ado, sit back, relax, and let me tell you how an obscure mechanic from 2 years ago got me in front of one of the best players in the world. If you're an experienced player, feel free to jump to this timestamp. There's a really basic principle in Rocket League. Flip equals good. A huge majority of goals scored involve flipping into the ball to change its path and give it power. If you don't play this game or you're brand new to it, you might not know that there's a restriction with it. This game is programmed so that after you jump, you only have 1.5 seconds to use your flip or else it expires. If you wait too long, you lose your flip entirely. But of course, Rocket League players broke this restriction almost immediately. It took almost no time to realize that the timer only gets triggered when you use your first jump. So what happens if you get airborne without ever using that first jump? As it turns out, the game completely ignores the 1.5 second timer if you end up airborne without jumping. You can use your flip whenever you want. From this, Rocket League's first ever advanced mechanic was born, the ceiling shot. No longer being confined to 1.5 seconds to trigger your flip was absolutely game-changing. This kind of shot forced opponents to hesitate because they had no idea when the shot was coming. In the early days of Rocket League, this was considered to be the greatest shot of all time.
Cloud9, unable to take it to Squishy now. With a ceiling shot, he puts it through! He's been going for this stuff all season, and he pulls it off here in the most clutch moments.
The player to invent the shot himself is able to get the delayed front flip and just destroy Method on defense. Even they have to be impressed.
And for a while there, that was really it. Things like flicks, air dribbles, and double taps all existed, but none of them were any kind of new mechanic. Of course, now we've got this bullshit. I mean, fuck me, bro. Are you serious? Come on. I know that for a majority of viewers, this is all refresher information, so let's go over this quickly. When all 4 of your wheels make contact with a surface, the game thinks you've landed. It's the reason why ceiling shots work, and it's the main idea behind Rocket League's most broken mechanic. If you can precisely catch the ball with the belly of your car, all 4 of your wheels will make contact. That meant that in mid-air, you could regain your flip and keep it as long as you stayed airborne. And believe me when I say, this shit is fucking broken, dude. Seriously, watch any pro game, watch any hell, watch Diamond players, they're all doing this already anyways. Yep, this one changed Rocket League forever. Now, could you imagine being the person to discover one of these mechanics? Maybe you make a YouTube tutorial about it and it catches on and suddenly everyone's doing it. Maybe it nets you millions of subscribers and you make tons of money to the point where you could retire your parents. Maybe it catches fire to the point where everybody's doing it and your name is enshrined in Rocket League legend. Yeah, I'm talking about Musty. Musty was the first person to discover that if you flip backwards underneath the ball like this, ball goes zoom. This mechanic flat out changed his life, and if you're interested in the full story, go check it out on his channel. The unintended consequence was that now everybody had the same vision. Discover a new mechanic, make a tutorial about it, and there's your claim to fame. And after spending countless hours in free play, I didn't discover shit. Nope. Truth be told, it's really hard to discover something in this game. You really only do have those 4 tools at your disposal, and a lot of the new stuff discovered is either too hard, too situational, and just not competitively viable. After the discovery of the flip reset, people thought the game was done with any kind of new mechanics. And here we are, the discovery that would eventually lead to the coolest Rocket League experience I've had yet. A careful viewer might look at this clip and realize something's up. Where did the flip come from? Now, the discovery of this actually dates back to over 2 years ago when this Reddit post popped up on my feed. A Japanese player named Fedelix discovered a way to retain your flip as you jump off the wall. And when I first saw this, I was blown away. The potential this showed was to be the next game-changing mechanic. So I rushed to go open up the game and immediately started trying to learn how to do this. And what do you know? This shit is ridiculously hard to pull off. Conceptually, this is not a hard mechanic, it's just a jump and a flip, but man oh man is the timing precise. First time I tried to learn, I went for an hour before I got it once. After practicing for 2, I got it a handful of times. And after a day of training it, I felt like I had what I needed to teach others. Less than 24 hours after it was discovered, I had posted the first short form tutorial on how to do it. Now by Reddit standards, this post blew up. I was ready for my musty moment. Yup, as it turns out, things in this game are not worth learning if you can't do them consistently. Everyone chalked this up to being too gimmicky and too hard to pull off to be viable. So along with everyone else, I turned my back on it and forgot about it. Now there's one thing you have to understand about me. I know that I'm never gonna be the greatest Rocket League player on Earth, and I'm okay with that. But if there's one thing I know that I can be the best at, it's teaching this game. I'm a fantastic coach, and I'll stand by that. It's what led me to create a coaching channel geared towards new and intermediate players in 2023. So, I offered up my coaching services for free to anyone who joined my Discord. Things went about as well as they could for a new channel 8 years after the game's release. Then on February 29th of 2024, I decided to post this video. I've always wanted to make Rocket League tutorials, and this was something I've had unique experience with. And as it turns out, after 2 years of practicing other things, I was starting to get pretty dang consistent with this too. Now there were a couple of things that happened following my upload. Hardcore players or people who have been familiar with this mechanic might be asking, what about the Amalix jump? Now it would be foolish to think that I'm the only one who wanted to turn this mechanic into something viable. Enter Amalox. Shortly after the initial discovery, Amalox found a way to fix some of the issues with the original mechanic that didn't necessarily make it easier, but it made the setup cleaner so that you would have a better follow-up once you got it. Amalox and Lix Jump got combined to be the Amalix Jump, and it quickly became known as the best version of the mechanic. And guess who was in my comment section a few days after I posted my video? In the blink of an eye, Amalox had his own updated tutorial out, and I gotta say, it looks super clean. You should check out both tutorials if you want to know more about this mechanic. Now the combined buzz of these 2 videos being uploaded around the same time brought this mechanic back into the light. We saw a bunch of different pros starting to try and learn this and re-raising the question, could this be viable? Now I've got to set the stage. I don't make YouTube videos professionally. Instead, I work a 9-to-5 job. And on that subject, if you're enjoying the video or you think it's well done, oh my freaking god, please subscribe. This is taking forever and I'm doing it all alone. Anyways, I was just sitting around doing my job, wrapping up my day, when all of a sudden, my phone starts blowing up. Message after message telling me to go to Twitch immediately. So I open up Squishy's stream, and what do I hear? Just like you normally would in-game. And you're always gonna want to flip towards the middle.
I'm watching the tutorial how to do the Lix jump thing.
I hear my voice coming from his stream. And to be honest, he needed some help. I'm not kidding when I say this is still incredibly hard to time and super precise. But as one of the few people who has sunk a ton of hours into learning this, I was kind of the expert.
The ball would be really hard though. I don't Heard you watching that video with the goose monkey. I can help if you need it. We might need it.
Remember when I said I'm great at teaching?
I won't lie though, good tutorial, Goose Monkey. Really good tutorial. You did a good job. I've watched some pros try this for like 2 hours and they didn't get it. I watched your shit. Took me what? 3 minutes to get the first one without you even saying anything? Oh. 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 Third try with the ball. Hey, I'm proud of that. I started this lesson 30 minutes ago and I hit one with the ball, I already scored it. In 30 minutes. That's crazy. Big thanks to Goose Monkey 10. Shout out to Goose Monkey.
And as you can guess, I was feeling on top of the world.
Is the neck of a name? I think it's the Amalix jump. Pretty sure. I'm gonna call it the Goose Monkey jump though.
But of course...
Yo, Amalix is here now. You guys are just showing up to the stream. No offense to Goose Monkey, I see you in chat, but yeah, my version is a lot better. Okay, those are fighting words.
Damn right those are fighting words. So I responded how any normal person would.
Take a shot off from mud wrestling.
To be honest, I really don't have time to get into video game beef with anyone. So like adults, the three of us hopped in a Discord call so that Amalox and I could show off what we knew. Hey Amalox.
Okay.
Hey Goose Monkey. And hey Squishy.
This was it. This was the moment that both of us could prove that this mechanic could actually change the game. And Amalox was up first.
Okay.
So whose version do you want to learn first?
I want to see the Amalix in action.
Alright Amalox, it's all you.
I'll try. Probably gonna mess it up like 20 times.
Oh, you're good. You're good. Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous.
Oh my god, I still have the meme boost, my bad.
You're trying to sell me on the future of Rocket League here.
Okay, I do wanna preface this by saying I didn't have it this time, but like you saw how I messed it up.
That was you
still,
messing it
like,
up? That wasn't just
that was me. That was me actually messing it up, but it still was like a pretty clean air dribble, which is also why I'm trying to emphasize that a lot. Okay, well that wasn't really my version, but still like a good air dribble setup. And that's kind of what I wanted to emphasize with my video as well.
How much do you get this out of 10 tries?
Well, I used to be better at it when I used to grind it a lot. I think now I get it like 1 every 5 times usually. Like
So
that's
still
more now that I'm on stream, but
Yeah, yeah, of course. The pressure makes it harder for sure. With you being good at it, so you still didn't get it like every time though, right? It was still like somewhat
oh yeah, no,
difficult to get.
not.
Okay.
It was at this point that I was starting to get pretty nervous. Amalox is a mechanical beast, and he's an expert at finding mechanics like this and perfecting them. And you could tell that the pressure of doing this on stream in front of thousands of people wasn't helping either. I knew that I would be next, and that all the people watching would be passing judgment on this mechanic. And so, I took a deep breath and got ready to take the stage. Just like that. And then what you were doing on stream was like right before you were kind of like already turning here,
okay.
and that was what was messing you up. So like
Yeah.
the jump itself, if you just stay at this angle, right, like first try, and it's really like the other issue that you had, I'll try to do it with the ball, was that you kept like side flipping after the first jump, which I know your instinct was to just like go early. But yeah, anyways, so like say you save the ball into your own corner or something, right, and you have a little bit of time to set it up like this angle. It's a bit slow, but there we go.
You are
First try.
really consistent with this.
Did I mention that I'm ice cold with it?
I'm also impressed. I've never seen
Oh,
it this
thanks,
consistent.
Amalox. Not only did I hit it first try, but I was hitting it consistently, multiple times in a row. And if you're watching this and you're still a bit confused about the mechanic, I've linked the tutorials below. Those give you a really good idea of what's going on. But what's important to know is I absolutely nailed it. Amalox did eventually get his version to work, and it does look really pretty. So my recommendation is to watch both tutorials and figure out which version works best for you. We eventually got off topic, and Amalox showed us a bunch of mechanics that he had unique insight into. And I mean it when I say this guy is so impressive. Go toss him a sub if you haven't already. But that's when I realized that my time was over, and I politely excused myself. So, is this gonna be the next game-changing mechanic? Probably not for 99.9% of players. But for the world's most elite players, let's just say that if I can get it done consistently, there's no reason that they can't. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, leave a like on the video, and thanks for watching.